Just a few yards away from Stone Row and running parallel is this stretch of grassland, and was the site of the old canal basin. The basin was filled in during the 1950s. In the background is the remains of the Portland Wharf, which was built around 1830. The wharf was constructed of these massive blocks of slag. Along the top ran the Butterley Company's tram line all the way from Selston via Wagstaff Lane. Coal was conveyed in trucks from Portland and Mexborough collieries, along the lines, over the Erywash and canal bridges, straight into the heart of the forge works, where the coal was used to fuel the blast furnaces. Some of the coal was unloaded into barges waiting in the basin for a journey along the canal system, and the rest of the coal was used to supply the local community. This old bridge at the end of Stone Row marks the spot where the branch to the canal basin opened. You can see underneath the constructed dam which was built to cut off the flow of water into the basin. To the front of the dam, the canal branch passed over the river Erywash by means of a small cast iron aqueduct, which was removed soon after the war, and as you can see, little or no evidence remains. This old photograph, though rather dark, shows the single cross-member remains of the old bridge, which carried the tram lines across the river Erywash from the Portland Wharf. A second bridge, which was originally constructed in stone and similar to this one, spanned the main Cromford Canal over to the forge works. Other tram lines entered the works from the company's Codnor Park colliery, which was situated in an area around Codnor Castle. Mr. Stan Hodgkinson of Laverick Road, Jacksdale, was kind enough to lend me this very old map, which shows a branch line of the Portland tramway serving the Mexborough collieries at Selston. If we follow the route down, we can see where this branch joins the main line coming from Portland colliery just below Asher's Farm. The main route then continued over Barrows Hill Lane to the top of Wagstaff Lane. The brake house here housed a steam engine and a large brake drum, and the loaded coal trucks were lowered down the steep gradient into the valley by ropes. Miss Edith Hayes, who lived in Dixie Street, Jacksdale, wrote a small composition in 1964 called Memories of a Villager, and in one part she writes about a steam engine she remembered as a little girl, which pulled the trucks along these lines. The engine was called the coffee pot because of its shape and of its tall funnel. This aerial view of Jacksdale shows us the whole layout. Here is the main road, and the viaduct carrying the railway and Jacksdale station, which of course now no longer exists. Here are the cottages of Stone Row, and looking along this line here we can just see the canal basin and wharf. Here is the river Erywash snaking its way through the valley. The buildings coming into the picture on the right were the Butterley Company puddling forge and rolling mills, which produced high-quality, non-corrosive wrought iron from pig iron, obtained from blast furnaces on the same site, but later by using cast iron scrap in reverberatory furnaces. The metal was then converted into bars by rolling mills in the same building. The irons produced by these works were of the finest quality in the country. The forge and rolling mills closed in 1965. From another angle we can see the wagon works, which survived until more recently. The works manufactured wooden railway wagons to high specifications. The speciality of the works, however, was the manufacture of the Butterley patent all-steel pit tubs and wagons, which were immensely strong. The whole of the Codnor Park works have now been demolished, and the site is all derelict.